After months of strong westerlies, at last the forecast is for easterlies. Bill is busy, so I set off on my own to solo sail to the west. At last we've got some easterly winds, pretty light though, about 10 knots. We're just motoring out from Portsmouth in glorious sunshine. It's really hot, and I'm making my way down to the west. On my way out, I met up with Dean and Deb on Winging It, so stopped by to exchange the time of day. How about that then? This is Winging It on its way back to Royal Clarence, and I'm off out the other way, so we just thought we'd pop over close to each other to say hello. Oh, I've got a nice picture of you. That looks really good. Your bottom still looks really clean. You're all right. Oh well, see you again then. Take care. Okay. Bye for now. Well, we're pressing on under engine. Flat calm really. Occasional puffs of wind, but nobody's going very fast at all really, except for this big ship that's coming up behind me. Just creeping past Cowes. The sun's starting to go down. Still got an hour or two of daylight, so we'll plug on. Tide's just started to turn against us. It's a bit tedious all this motoring, but still, no wind, you've got to do it. This is West Cowes. We're in about 8 or 9 feet of water under the keel at the moment, cheating the tide. And doing tolerably well. It's a lovely evening, just no wind. A bit more of West Cowes, fine collection of beach huts and a sailing club. Very nice place to live. At last we're making it to Newtown Creek. Getting very close. See a few masts in there. It looks relatively quiet actually. Doesn't look to be very many boats in there. So maybe we'll be lucky and get a buoy. It's been a long flog against the tide. Shouldn't have done this really. Well, here we are in Newtown Creek. It couldn't be more perfect, I don't think. There's almost no wind here at all. Very quiet. I'm the noisiest thing there is here. Making my way from Newtown Creek towards Hurst Castle. I've got the tide with us and the wind behind us, nearly 20 knots of wind, about 15 apparent, and it's a bit lumpy, but I wanted an easterly wind and I've got it. So. "94 feet here at the moment. And we're going past quite quickly. Fairly strong tide under us, and we're doing 4 knots or so under the engine, so Probably speed over the ground at well over 6 knots, I should think. It's a little bit swirly here, as it always is, but not bad at all. And it's a lovely day. Well, this is nice. It's really calm in here now. And we got 14 knots of wind sort of just after the beam as we go along the coast here. The only problem is this flipping great thing here, look, which is going to bounce me about like there's no tomorrow. People wonder why sailors dislike motorboaters. Oh well. Got to be room for all of us, I suppose. Got the main up now, pulling well, and we got a 15 knots of wind, and we're doing nearly 5 knots, and it's really rather pleasant. Not much sea at all. There's a guy behind me who was chonking along almost alongside me in just his jib, and I noticed he's just gone head to wind to put his mainsail up too. It's perfect. It's absolutely lovely. It was lumpy and not at all nice in the Solent, but it's really nice out here. All going well. That's Hengistbury Head, and we're more or less bang on the nose for Poole Bar Buoy. But the wind's shifting around and the boat's steering with the wind at the moment on the autopilot. Time for lunch. Got a nice Cornish pasty to put in the oven. That's the timer telling me the oven's ready. As you can see, we're just approaching Hengistbury Head and heading pretty much for Poole. Nice hot Cornish pasty. Goodbye Cornish pasty. Very enjoyable that was. I've just jibed so that we will end up at the entrance to Poole, the bar buoys, and unfortunately there's a very long swell coming in from the east, and we're right broadside onto it now, so we're rolling pretty badly, but only for a little while longer, then I'll jibe again, and that'll take us to the entrance to the harbour. But apart from that, it's a lovely day. It really is. Lovely English day with puffy white clouds and blue skies and everything you could wish for. We've got a really bad swell here and almost no wind now, so I've resorted to the engine. The sails and everything are taking a real battering, and so there doesn't seem to be anything else I can do really. Don't like motoring unnecessarily, but this is not unnecessarily, I don't think. I've got the mainsail sheeted in hard to help stop her rolling, and we are gradually making our way towards the entrance. This is just the tide coming out of Poole. I'm going across the entrance. Hopefully when I get the other side it won't be quite so bad. Nearly out of it. Pretty rough. This is the training wall that protects the beach beyond it from erosion. It's awash most of the time. In fact, I think it's the first time I've ever seen it exposed. It's marked by the red posts all the way along it. Somewhere to avoid, that's for sure. I don't think I've ever seen the beach as exposed as that. I've got 4 or 5 feet under the keel out here. Poole Harbour entrance when the tide is coming out seems like a good place to avoid. I've never seen it as bad as this. Maybe I've always been lucky and picked the right time. We're anchored here at back of Brownsea Island. It's not very sheltered from the wind, unfortunately, but seems to be holding okay. As if it gets any worse windy, I'll look for somewhere else, I think. It's very useful having this buoy just there to act as a reference point. Well, just quite a nice morning here in Poole. Maybe a bit windier than I would like, but I think it will do. Boiled egg getting ready, toast lined up. Breakfast fit for any sailor. It's a bit rough here in the harbour. We've now got 27, 28 knots of wind and starting to come up against the tide, so I've got a lot of chain out. I'm just hoping for the best. I might have to move. The forecast for today is 35 to 40 knots easterly, so I wasn't surprised to see the wind increase as the day progressed. I was obviously a bit disappointed about having to stay in Poole, but I amused myself watching the small boat races taking place in the harbour. But I wasn't expecting this. Wow, he's really going fast. This is Gary, and he was revelling in the 30-knot wind along with his friend. Neither of them are youngsters, but they were having the time of their lives. When they saw me with the camera, they made repeated passes at speed so I could get some good shots. Gary has his own YouTube channel with videos taken with his head cam. I'll put his channel address on this video's description. Do go and look. Some really good videos at frightening speeds on there.
It's getting darker now, it's coming down.
Yeah, that's coming down. How old are you then?
58, 57.
Your mate's 62, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll get him in a minute. It's ever so impressive, it really is. As the two of them sped away to get their tea, I upped anchor and moved a bit closer to the island in order to find a bit more shelter, but it wasn't without its complications. We're sitting on the mud in Poole Harbour. Got the keel gently in it, probably 3 or 4 inches, which is really rather nice because the boat stopped moving about, and as you can see it's still pretty windy. Almost at the bottom of the tide, so we're quite safe. Mare's tails, that doesn't bode well for the wind tomorrow, does it? Look at that lot. By morning, even in the more sheltered anchorage, it was blowing hard, so I contacted Poole Yacht Haven and booked a berth for a couple of nights until the weather moderated. Blowing over 30 knots now in a tanker here. As you can see, it's a bit wavy. Got the fenders lined up, both sides, and they're going to put me in C6, which is port side 2, so I was going to put some mooring lines out ready, and then we'll try and get this anchor up, which I would think is buried pretty deep. Just motoring towards the marina. We've got 31 knots of wind at the moment, and as you can see, it's quite lumpy. The old windsurfers are having a ball. Well, actually there's only one of them out today, but boy is he going. Here we are on Charlie 6 in Poole Boat Haven. Blew well over 35 knots as I came across the harbour, and it's even a bit windy in here. Tricky to get alongside because the wind's blowing you off, but fortunately they sent a man to come and help me with the lines. Well, that's it for this episode. The forecast is for much better weather in a day or two, so I'll stay here and have a rest before setting off further westward. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Hope to see you in the next episode.